another one of those crazy dreams. Everything is wrong, it's wrong, it seems. After another one of those crazy dreams. Everything is wrong, it's wrong, it seems. Another one of those. After another one of those.
For our 3 viewers.
3?
Yeah, I've been getting consistently like 3 viewers and they're pretty active in chat.
Meg, Mike and Shiv.
No. They don't watch my
shit.
No, they don't watch the stream. What is that?
What? Ah.
Oh, I heard somebody like in the background of somebody like a TV or a video.
Oh, it was a Twitch advert.
You don't have an ad blocker. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I know, you guys gave me loads of shit for that last time. Hell.
I didn't. I don't even know what that means.
An ad blocker.
Mike, what level are...
What?
Sorry, I didn't realise everyone was speaking. I really wasn't getting all that. I interrupted somebody.
I don't think so.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, my signal's coming through weird, sorry.
I
I'm gonna
use
say...
I use ad blockers because for the stream, the YouTube videos that I use otherwise would cut in ads. So it's like we'll be having this like serious roleplay session in the middle of it, be like, time to get Viagra. Blah, blah, blah. You don't want that popping up. I turned it off now.
Isn't all yours just tentacle porn because the amount of Japanese fucking slot machines you use?
Shush.
That's how it works. Yeah, see, there we go, that's enough information. Obviously, move on. I was going to say, what level are you all on WoW at the moment?
35.
39.
None.
But I'm 39.
39.
What are you both playing?
Hunter.
Druid.
Hunter.
Of course you're playing a hunter, because you get a fucking pet. Right?
Yeah.
I was thinking more, of course, Mike's playing a druid.
Yes. True.
I
We're on
didn't-
different servers as well.
I thought you'd be like a monk or something.
There is no one.
They got the panda.
I'm gonna level a mage as well eventually, but
Don't the
Maybe.
pandas have like a monk
Yeah,
type
but they're not
class?
in classic.
No, talk about classic.
But I also wouldn't play monk. I'm playing a hunter because that's what I played when I was like 12. So I'm going back, you know, old school.
I
playing
played
Druid.
warlock back in like, a long time ago. Warlocks and rogues.
I'm playing druid because I want a tank.
Ah, okay.
Druids in WoW tank a hell of a lot better than a druids in D&D. I think. Like
Not
they
in
just
classic.
not in classic. Well, they have a shit ton of more hit points than D&D druids.
Yeah, I'm just doing it for a challenge because I tanked a warrior before and it was kind of.
It's a bit boring.
Plus leveling a warrior in classic is just depressing.
I prefer druid PvP to warrior PvP.
What are you playing, Lou? Or have you not started yet?
No, I've not got on it yet. I might do while I'm off on leave for a week, but I've tried WoW a number of times, and I think I played with you once. I got to like level 10. I was like, done.
Yeah.
Get in it. Like it's a bit.
Yeah, the leveling on classic is better.
It's more fulfilling.
Yeah.
More RPG, I think, than like just an MMO.
Yeah.
Well, do they
Okay.
have it like in the classic sense where you're not like cross-server type of stuff, where you can actually form more tighter knits with people in your guild and people that on that server?
Well, and the fact you have to actually read the quest,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
otherwise you don't know where you're going. There's no markers on the map or anything.
Interesting.
Unless you get add-ons, but
Yeah.
That's cheating. Yeah, I've been watching like videos and stuff on YouTube or whatever, and it looks really cool to play. But I think it's one of those games I always feel looks cooler than it is to actually engage with. But maybe I just had a bad experience with all the expansions and stuff on the non-classic version. But, like when I played last time, I just felt like I was just running from A to B to collect something to run back, to go back to A to B to collect something to come back. It just got a bit meh. Oh well. Cool. So,
Mike,
yeah.
have you got that PDF that Lou sent? Spells start on page 156. Just so you can have a look, because there are druid ones there. There's a lot of them.
I'd recommend downloading it, and that way you can use seek phrase to find shit on it. Because it kind of has the whole like book aspect where.
Literally no one cares what it goes. Warlocks get a fucking spell called Armageddon. Jesus Christ. I want to play a warlock.
Ah.
So are you going to be playing? What the hell's his name?
Bring back fight.
Are you going to be
Anyway,
playing
we-
Vim's
we-
character? Crumb?
What? Keeps cutting out whenever you speak, Meg. I don't know what you're saying.
Who's going to be playing Crumb?
I'll just roll in for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So let's do this.
Let's do this.
Last time we, you guys set sail. You kind of left the port from Thornhold, and were making your way to Omen Isles, to the port of Iron Keep. During your journey, the first few days, well, the first day or so went swimmingly. The second day, you guys came upon some sunken ships in the distance, and with Gren jumping aboard Iceman, and the rest of you jumping in the little rowboat, you guys made your way over there to investigate and try and gather some information about what was going on, with some high rolls and some interesting roleplay elements between you all. You gathered information that something was sort of breaking these boats, even though they were stuck on the coral. They weren't being necessarily destroyed by the coral, and maybe were just ending up there as a collection because it's the shallow area of the ocean. You got information that the boats were, they weren't attacked by pirates, this, that, and the other, definitely not harpies, and kind of relayed this information back to the captain, who informed you that kind of thought the boat would be pursued by a kraken. Speaking to like the ballista teams and preparing you guys ready for a contact with the kraken, you guys sort of set watch and carried on as best you could and as quickly as you could, sailing towards the Iron Keep, and were subsequently attacked in the evening by the kraken, only really exposing its 8 tentacles, which was 7 because the DM forgot to put one on the screen. Its 7 tentacles, trying to slam down randomly and crush and kill as many people as it could, and hopefully take the boat down with it. Unknown to it, it attacked a monk, a wizard, a cleric, and a druid, and come to an unfortunate end as you guys were calling out ballista fire and dropping spells and attacks on it, stunning strikes, the like. And as close as you were to death, you made short work of quite a challenging enemy. And we kind of left the session when you guys were minutes post combat, and the captain and first mate and bosun had started calling out orders to repair the damaged ship. We'll
I
go on.
thought we'd already gotten on the rowboat to go into the island or something, because you had like a goodbye thing from the cook to Crom.
Yes, there was. Yeah. Good shout. Yeah.
Just
So
a thought, did we have a long rest between that, or is that the same day?
that'd be same day. It wouldn't be long rested because you'd have been on watch and stuff. Yeah, I think I'd run past my notes on the last session, so I kind of like skipped ahead of myself. But yeah, making your way now into port, you guys bring the notes up, Lewis. You kind of exited the ship, been lowered down, and are now being rowed, the four of you, into Iron Keep. There's in front of you a fair-sized dock, a harbour area for 3 to 4 large ships, currently stretched out, sort of 200 meters short of going into port. Are 7 or 8 large ships that have either been loaded up or are waiting to be loaded up. You are going in via rowboat, being rowed by Bruiser and Big Reg, kind of getting you into shore. The docks stretch out to a steep collection of streets with obvious dwarven style to their construction. You can see as you look from the sort of sea level, the ground raises quite steeply, about 200 meters, and at the top of this large, almost deconstructed cliff face, at the top is a stone dwarven sort of keep structure that's more between the size of a keep and a castle at this point, but you can see there's construction work going on the west tower as you look at it, and some other sections of the castle are being built on scaffolding and dwarven workers working hard on the stonework. It's sort of sunrise time, so it's sort of 6 in the morning. The docks and streets you can see as you're sort of slowly getting closer to getting onto the docks are lined with merchants and traders. Smoke rises from lots of the buildings, and the smell of the sea salt in the air and the smell of hot metal sort of floats around. An obvious industrial region. Most of its inhabitants, as you get closer, you can see are stout folk. And as you sort of pull into the docks and sort of climb the ladders onto the docks, looking around, you can see that there's lots of hill dwarves with their dark hair and skin, and their rugged sort of working attire is made of mostly like fur clothing, and you feel that the temperature here is quite cold. There's also lots of gnomes and halflings who all seem to be working tirelessly, wrapped in like thick walls and cloaks, and are sort of setting up market stalls and pulling off large crates and trade items from the ships and putting crates and trade items onto other ships. Looking around, the city itself isn't massive, and it's largely fortified, with that keep almost castle-sized building on top of the steep embankment above the docks. And looking at the streets and stuff, they're in a bit of a grid system. And now you're on sort of the dock area. You can see lots of it are like factories, smiths regions, and like almost like different workshops and stuff that you can see scattered amongst the streets with people working tirelessly at. The quality of the buildings you can also see seem to improve the higher up the embankment they go. The closer to the keep, the better the buildings. So you guys are now, as the sun rises on a quite fair weather day, on the actual docks itself. The sort of wooden timbers beneath your feet creaking, and the sort of sound of the waves crashing around you. The salty sea air mixing with the hot, burning metal smell, that comes from a sort of the factory district around you. How would you guys like to proceed?
Could I ask Bruiser and Red J long till they set sail again?
Red turns around and he's like, Captain's not in a hurry. Work you did for him, I'm sure they'll get you on your way as soon as you're ready. We're mostly going to load up with stock and make our way back by the sound of it. And I wouldn't worry about cost of voyage, and that's pretty much on us.
Thanks, Reg.
Not a problem.
So, guys, what are those, big things pumping out smoke? I mean, I've seen like small versions, but why are they so big?
Do I know what they are?
You'd know there were factories and stuff. You'd have seen some when you weren't in Waterdeep. What was the town you were in? When you were in Neverwinter, there were smaller factories, not just like Smith's factories and stuff, but like actual factories producing large amounts of tools and things like that to go to mining complexes and farming tools and stuff, but producing things en masse rather than sort of one-to-one items. So you'd know they were a factory complex.
Gren's having a scan around, like looking for what he's supposed to do next.
I kind of
Sure.
forgot what we were doing in an open aisle.
Brandon told us to come here.
Grin? Do you not remember what we're supposed to do here?
Grant, how you feeling right now? Did you come here on a bit of a whim? Guys, to work this shit out is funny.
Well, I suppose we should find a tavern.
You know what? I think that's a great start. I'm absolutely exhausted. Although it appears we're back in that lake where we were.
Oh no! Deja vu.
It's not on that map, is it?
So what are all the smoky chimneys for, anyway?
Oh my gosh, I lost the accent. Hold on.
Oh,
Hiya, doll.
I thought I'd come here unprepared. Get a grip, guys.
It's been a week.
Right.
So, what are we doing here again?
Are we
Grin?
are we just not answering this question then? Of what those are?
Oh, those are factories.
I'm just gonna like, look at Shu, like...
Shabazz, are you okay?
My accent's gone. Sorry.
It's a miracle. I knew there was a reason we came here. See, Shu?
I'm
What, the
good.
big smoky chimneys?
Well, I'm not sure about them. Let's just go and get a drink. I'm sure it'll all come in good time.
Are there like there were people meandering around that you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, miss. When you were just, where's the tavern?
I go the straight road there, and she kind of points straight up to the Novish girl. She points to quite a wide street. There's a few on the left, a few on the right. The best one you're looking for is probably the Drop Tanker. That's a nice tavern, good food, good breakfast. Oh, the breakfast's lovely. You'll be looked after in there. First time on the Isle?
Yeah.
Welcome to Iron Keep. And as she's talking to you, she kind of like eyes crom up and down for like a second, and she kind of like comes back to herself. Best of luck.
Thanks. Crom, I think she liked you.
Can I insight and see what she was eyeing him
Sure.
for?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like if she doesn't like him, if she likes him.
She's going with the just instinct of she likes him.
The way she was looking at him was more curiosity than attraction. She was more, and as you look around, most of the dwarven folk here are very, very dark skinned in comparison to Crom. Very dark hair, slightly different features like nose shape and sort of bone construction and stuff like that. And their dress and attire is very rugged, furs and sort of skins, more tanned items compared to Crom, who's in like chainmail with a shield and sort of, you know, emblems of Moradin and sort of. He's anyone that's from like the mainland can see that sort of dwarf that like Crom is like the stereotypical dwarf for the mainland, but here he kind of stands out a bit.
Okay.
So, guys, this way is the tavern. You know, should we go?
Yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Go.
Sure, yeah, I get that. As concentrated smells. As you guys kind of make your way up to the tavern, you pass quite a few buildings. There's a few like smiths working outside of the shops, already starting to, like, it's kind of early in the day. They're kind of rekindling the forges, and you can kind of feel the heat from these places as you pass already. There's quite a few shops as you pass. There's, you know, your sort of oddities shops. There's some potions or herbalist element shops. There's some general butchers, bakers, florists, and different traders that seem to be sort of just setting up for the early hours of the morning. A couple of the taverns you pass, you know, you see some of the bar staff putting stalls out and stuff like that, but you can see they're definitely more of like a sailory tavern. You guys have to walk about 100, 200 meters up the street until it starts to tidy it up a little bit. The floor underneath your feet is like cobblestones, and the buildings, the road you're walking up is probably about 20 feet to 30 feet wide, with like trade carts moving up and down the roads and sort of people busying themselves, barely making eye contact with you guys. With your passive perception, guys, you do get a couple of looks, but it's more just out of interest and mostly focused on Crom. And as you get to the sunken, what did I say? The sunken anchor tavern, drop anchor tavern,
Drop tanker.
drop anchor tavern. It's got like a Western saloon door type effect. As you get there, you kind of just push the door and they kind of like spring back on themselves a little bit. You step inside, it's stiflingly warm in here. And as you look around, there's 4 big hearths just pumping heat out. And because you've been walking slightly uphill to get in here, it's a bit like, oof. You know, like you start getting a bead of sweat on the side of the head type thing, and you feel a bit clammy. Noticing as you look around, everything in here is very designed for, yes, definitely those kind of barn doors. I don't want to play that video because I feel like kids going to get in the face. The barn doors, so fuck balls. The furniture in here is definitely situated and is definitely suitable more for stout folk than it is for anyone over 4'5". So it's the stalls are wide but very low. The tables are wide but very low, and this place is very clean, but there's that smell of strong ale in the air, and lots of like the smell of like stale, stagnant pipe weed and other sort of paraphernalia like that would resemble like an old 1990s pub that you used to go to as kids. Maybe not you, Meg, but you know, being American and all. But yeah, smoky bar atmosphere, dark timbers, you know, the reflection of the light from the hearths, and a few candles on each table ready to be lit if you used to sit at them. A really low level bar. To Gren, it would probably come up to your waist, and most of you were quite tall, so you kind of guys would almost be like bent over in this place. It's quite uncomfortable initially, but you soon warm into it. There is a gnomish fellow behind the bar, well dressed in a smart shirt and waistcoat, shiny shoes that you can see because you're looking down on him, and sort of you can sort of look over the bar. And he's just kind of polishing a wooden tankard with a small white cloth. And he also has a monocle in his eye and very smartly brushed and waxed comb over side part in hair. All right. Can I help you then, guys?
Hi.
Hi.
Listen, you've got a really cool place.
Oh, thanks.
We're looking for ideally a room and potentially something to drink and eat.
Just one room, or would you like a room each?
Do you want a room each? Well, I think we'd go with twos.
Two rooms? Absolutely.
Have the rooms got 2 beds? Or they got 1 bed each?
We've got rooms. We have 2 beds, twin rooms. Aye.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sure. 2 gold apiece. I'll do you for 24 hours. So this time tomorrow, we'd like you to check out. Food we can do. Breakfast will be served in about half an hour's time. It's a carvery. Help yourself. We'll lay it all over there on the bar, and he kind of points to this like section where you can see this like food would be placed out. It's like on hot plates and stuff. To go in the carvery, it's just 5 silver pieces. As many times as you want. Good bacon, bit of gammon, lots of eggs, bread, oats. Help yourself. Anything you request, we can probably make it for you. Just let us know.
Just to think, we're not really sure how long we're going to be staying. Is there any weird chance we could have like an open thing and we just open like, you know, hotel room tab and we just pay you as we go? Or is it cheaper to book for a separate room? I don't know. I haven't done this before.
Well, not quite the fan of open tabs, you see. The port's right there. You can quite easily hop on a boat and not pay your tab.
No, I mean more of as an open room. So we like, if we're going to stay another night, we pay you for another night, and then so on. Just so our room doesn't get, like, cleaned out while we're...
Of course, yes. Just let us know within 12 hours if you're staying or leaving, and it's easy enough to sort out.
Cool. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't have any gold.
I do. Don't worry. I can cover you guys.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, you're
Look
here
at her
helping
skin.
me. Something about skin?
Yeah, I'm skint. I spent all my money on healing potion.
Forgot how skint Mike was, is what I said, sorry. Gren, sorry, not Mike. Mike's probably not skint, he's a plumber. But Gren.
He gets paid in sex if all the videos I watch are right.
Definitely.
Yep.
Steve was really nice about it as well. No, I'm joking.
Fucking no.
Is that one guy still employed at you that like watches porn at work?
Oh no, they stacked him.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it became too much.
That's just creepy.
Well, didn't he watch too much porn?
Oh no, he seriously did. Like he wasn't doing his job.
I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 gold out of mine to cover Crumb, just because I think that would be a hassle for you to keep track of his gold.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate it. So do I have a name for each of the rooms, please?
I mean, do you want us to name the room, or do you want just our name for the room?
He kind of smiles at you as if you were saying a joke, and then realizes you're confused. No, your name, so I can put it in the register that you're in.
Oh, I'm Shu.
Mr. Shu? Absolutely. And who else is getting the other room?
You could put us into Shabazz.
Miss Shabazz.
Shabazz.
Right. It's just an echo in the air.
Shabazz.
And just out of interest, what are your other two names, may I ask?
I'm Gran.
As he looks at you, he's like his expression changes a little bit as he asks the question, like he's pondering something.
I'm
Great.
Gran. What's your name again?
I'm Gillian Tinkereth, owner of this fine establishment here at the Dropped Anchor.
Pleased to meet you, Gillian. And I'm going to shake his hand.
He shakes your hand. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you too, sir. And yours, Master Dwarf.
I'm Crumrun.
I got a bit lost. Just because I think you said you were doing it, so I was like,
I volunteered.
I was gonna get there, but I forgot.
oh.
All right. Here, let me get you some drinks. I'll sort your room keys out and hand you a room key each to Shabazz and Shu. What would you like to drink? You got coffee? Tea?
Brandy, please.
Brandy? Oh, we can do a nice brandy. Lovely dwarven brandy we have here. And you, miss?
Well, I'll take some coffee.
Coffee? Mr. Shu?
Have you got anything fruit-wise? Like fruity drink or something?
Maybe make some apple juice or something.
That sounds good.
Why?
Put a little umbrella in it for him too.
I think an umbrella's a bit too big for the cup.
Why?
The tiny ones.
And maybe an ale for the dwarf? Aye. Sorts the drink out for a dwarf so we don't have to keep going over Crom's voice.
I do it so well though.
No, man.
You did like a higher pitched of your own voice.
Yeah.
Hello,
I'm Crumb. Mordor.
Please take a seat and I'll bring them over for you. Sure. Well, good morning. And kind of like shows you to a table that would suit you of your sort of party size. They're still stout, like chairs and tables and stuff like that. But enough room for you all to get comfortable, take your gear off and stuff like that. Do you want me to have the boys take your bags and stuff to your rooms?
No, thank you. That won't be necessary.
Oh, it's no charge, sir.
No.
I'm okay. I like to keep my stuff on me anyway.
Oh, alright then. Sure. Miss?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you though.
Right. Oh, what's that on your head then? What is that creature?
That's Motu. Is it okay if he's in the building?
Absolutely. It's cute, he is.
Motu just kind of waves at him. Gives him the polite smile.
And he just kind of looks at you all with a big smile. like just looks from back and forth between you all, like points at him. Amazing. Well, oh, right, your drinks. Give me a minute. Good morning. Walks off. Go on.
What was his last name again? Gillian
Tinkereth.
Tinkereth.
Stop eating that.
As you kind of have a quick glance around the bar, you see like there's some like memorabilia. There's a very large anchor that is kind of hanging from bills that have been sort of like stuck to it with different types of like candle holder, but you can just like solid iron anchor. There's like some dead monstrosity heads on the wall, a large boar's head, a stuffed bear in the corner, some fur rugs that sort of line the chairs and the floor in, and it's a really sort of almost hunter-esque cabin, sort of homely feel to this place. As he brings the drinks over, kind of like passes you each your representative drinks. I hope you don't mind me asking. Are any of you meeting any friends here or out?
I don't know, Gren?
Well, I mean, we've met you.
Hi.
Hi. Are you expecting someone?
I'm not expecting nobody anyway. No. Well, you might be.
Why?
Well, you were match your description is all.
Oh, maybe
Ooh,
there's someone looking for us.
are we famous?
Well, I am.
Maybe. Um.
Spill, Gillian, spill.
Well, you kind of described your party almost. Two humans, a dwarf, and excuse my language, sir, to say you were described, a funny monkey man. And
I am a funny monkey man.
don't see many of you around here. All due respect, sir, Mr. Shoe. And, well, kind of stand out a bit, is all.
I nudge Gwen and go, he thinks I'm funny.
I've never. Yeah, Gillian. I mean, I've never felt so tall.
Well, this person that was inquiring about us, did he have a name, or did she have a name?
He didn't leave a name, ma'am. No.
How long ago was it?
About 4 nights ago.
What's he look like?
He stands out, sir.
You're
Big,
gonna,
he is.
I'm gonna pen and parcel and try to draw what he's describing.
Sure. Big he is. Scales as red as any fire I've ever seen, sir. 7 foot tall, I reckons. One eye. Dragonborn fella. Big cloak we had. Armor. Solid steel armor that some of the dwarven fellows in here are really admiring it. Didn't look very happy, sir. Didn't look very nice. Not like you folks. That's why I'm telling you. He had a symbol on his chest. It's probably best I can give you. It's a dragon's head. It had a sword through it. I'm pretty sure I've seen that a long time ago in Neverwinter. I can't remember for sure. I don't know if you guys want him to be finding you, or if he's a friend or foe. I'm just not sure.
Did he want you to, like, get us? Or did he say where he was going to be?
He was asking if you'd been in town. I said I ain't seen nobody like you. Ain't never seen a funny monkey man. Excuse me, sir.
He.
He? Yep, he was asking for you, sir. And, well, yes, it didn't seem strange until you guys all walked in here, not 4 days later. Now seeing you all and how friendly you be, I'm pretty sure you ain't in the same party if you catch my drift.
No. Well, we've never met anyone quite like that.
Not yet.
We will.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, I think we should try and find this guy out.
He sounds
Yeah.
cool.
Any idea where he's staying, Gillian?
He stayed here for a couple of nights. Barely left the bar, though. I locked up one night, and he was nursing a drink. Wished him good night, left him to it, come down the next morning. In the same seat. Kind of points to the seat, like where he was sitting, and you can see... make an insight check, one of you.
Ooh,
My wisdom's terrible. Grin, go.
I can do these.
Go.
Read out what you got.
10.
Grin's got 17.
Okay. Gren, you just quickly, like, just put it all together a little bit. The seat that he's pointing at and where the guy didn't move all night looks at all the entrance and exits in this building. You can see there is, like, where the back exit would be, he'd be able to have a good eyes on. Where you guys came in through the front door and most of the large windows in here, there's a good vantage point for him to be looking for anyone approaching or leaving, if that makes sense. He barely left. 2 days, I think he barely left that seat. If he did, he'd be back in moments. Probably just went to relieve himself and all. Or he'd come up to the bar and occasionally dotted around the place asking folks pretty much the same questions and seemed approachable and all. Didn't seem like he was malicious. And some of the dwarven folks brought him a few drinks here and there. If you know, they got to have a sort of look at his armor and stuff. He seemed to have a laugh and a joke. Didn't seem too like horrible or out, but he just was a bit stern, you know.
Well, we
Very
didn't even know we were gonna be here for probably like just a little bit ago. I still don't know why we're here, to be honest. She's looking at Grin.
Well, we obviously need to find this Dragonborn fellow.
Well, he certainly seemed to know why he was here, and I feel I've said too much. I'm gonna
No,
go
no, no, Gillian, come and sit with us. Talk more.
make a persuasion check.
What did he say about us? His persuasion.
Yeah.
Persuasion. Let's go. No.
What'd you get?
9.
Oh, I really must get back to work, sir. I feel I've said too much already.
So just as a thing, you have no idea where he is now.
I do not know, sir. No, not. And enjoy drinks. Breakfast be about 15 more minutes.
Excellent.
And he sort of goes back to the bar, and as he's walking away, he kind of looks over his shoulder at you guys and shakes his head and carries on walking back to the bar and starts to clean the bar surface. And you see every now and then he's just kind of like muttering to himself, and like you can see he's having a word of himself, like, balls, what have I said? You know, what have I got myself into, type thing.
So, Gren, you came down from like you were sent down, right?
Yeah.
Do you reckon the person that sent you maybe sent them too?
Dunno. Maybe. I just know this is where I have to be. If he's looking for me, and I'm looking for him, then it makes sense, right?
You have to be in this tavern, or you have to just be.
Just have to find. Well, you know, obviously the universe has got a way of bringing people together. That's all I'm saying. Just keeps drinking his brandy.
So mysterious.
Not
Isn't he
really.
mysterious, Shabazz?
She's just doing some detail work on the description that they got.
Is he naked?
Well, yeah. It's just a naked dragonborn, so it's like a Barbie. There's nothing there.
Horse penis. Scary horse.
No, it's
Have you not seen
retractable.
dragon penises?
No, I don't want to see them. Stop sending shit.
I wasn't going to send anything.
Yeah, you were.
No, I was just going to say, have you not even seen Bad Dragon?
Does he have a tail? She's drawing it with a tail, because that's the only dragonborns that exist in my mind. Does he look disgusting without it?
He would have a tail in my world, because, yeah, I agree.
The scaly
Can't help
butts.
but think that Gibbol's just hiding something though.
Well, maybe.
Think maybe he's made it up for attention or something?
That seems like a weird thing to do.
People are weird. What do you think, Crumb?
I was going to say, Crumb, yeah, you're very quiet.
Kill the traitor!
He's just sitting there vibrating in rage.
Crom farts and he's like, oh my god, I've been holding that since the boat. Sorry, guys.
Why didn't you do it outside? Damn it.
I was trying. Just sea rations. Give me constipation.
Saw that dwarf spit. Well, either way, we gotta figure it out. I mean, this guy knew we would be here before we even know we would be here.
What did you draw, Meg?
Uh,
Draw.
probably a pirate-looking dragonborn. There's no color on it. I mean, she can presentation color onto it.
Look, guys, we'll have breakfast and I'll go and meditate on it. I'm to find out what's going on.
Yeah, I kind of need a rest too, 'cause I'm not
Yeah.
feeling too good after that last battle. Out of,
More hit points than me.
on a scale between 0 to 39, I'm a
No, man.
Just say the fucking number.
Yeah.
As you guys are kind of like chatting and getting ready to grab some breakfast and go to rest, a few more people start to come from upstairs. A few sailors, a few workers and stuff that have had to stay in the inn overnight. One too many to drink or whatever. Mostly stout folk. A couple of hill dwarves come down the stairs and just eyeball the shit out of Crom. And sort of carry on about their business, go and fetch breakfast and stuff. And it just gets a bit of a weird feeling, but you guys are quite happy to get breakfast if you wish and go and get some rest, and we can pick it up sort of once you're rested if you want.
Yeah. Shabazz will be eyeballing him right back, but looking more like an angry librarian. It's just told them to be quiet instead of actually
Looking
looking
over the
intimidating.
Remy glasses type
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Turns them on, they love it. Sure. So we'll say you guys sort of rest up for a few hours, get a full night's rest.
While I'm resting, can we do whispers?
Sure, mate, yeah.
Oh, I suppose.
Is it because you forgot what's going on?
No.
Why are we here?
Okay, mate.
Alright,
So you guys rest.
and I'm gonna update my character sheet. Bloop, 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 bloop. Been pretty good about not burning through my spell slots.
How much hit points did you have, by the way?
13.
I had less. Like 9 less.
So we were just kind of holding on by a wisp there.
Yeah.
Someone farted on us too loud, we'd die.
You just literally keel over.
Yep.
Crom's fart could kill us.
Well, luckily he can also heal us.
Mm.
Trying to read how to do this one thing that Lou gave me, but I don't know if it applies to anything that I can do. Back to the variables.
Wait, what? Sorry?
Well, I was gonna make it a surprise, but I don't even think I have anything that it can apply to. He basically gave me our ability to cast Twin Spell twice. But I don't know.
Right, have you not got any single target spells?
I don't think so.
Actually, I don't think it needs to be single target. You can just cast a spell twice, like on anything. You could double cast fucking lightning bolt or whatever.
Twin Charmed Person. You said you can't use it on, like, Fireball.
He said that you can.
Yeah. But I'm reading the Twin Spell stuff, and this is saying that. You guys work it out?
Oh
You,
god.
you know what you're actually doing now.
No, yeah, but I didn't know. Like, there's no way I could have known before now.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so what does this thing look like? Because I assume we're sharing the room. Like this meditation you're doing.
Oh, he's got a small white stone with a word written on it in Celestial.
Nope.
And he's meditating, and the stone is glowing with the stone in his hands. You can see his lips moving, but you can't tell what he's saying.
He's so cool.
And then his eyes are gonna snap open.
You just see Shu sat right in front of you, looking at you.
He's just gonna go. We need to get in that tower.
Sorry, what tower?
The one at the top of the hill.
Like right now, or can we have a rest first?
We can rest, but it's important.
Why?
The artifact known to you as the bowl.
Oh my god.
What do you know of it?
Not a huge amount. I've heard of it, and I've heard it's one of the pieces that it's the piece that combines the fruits, but that's about it. Is there anything I might know that I, as a person, don't know?
Make a history check.
Are you like playing D&D out on the freeway, Lou?
Nope.
That's not me, Nick.
Oh.
No, I don't know. That's all I know.
What'd you get?
3.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Because I got a -1 to history.
Seeing the look of abject confusion on Shu's face, Gwen's gonna say, "You don't know much about the artifacts, do you?"
I know a little bit. I mean, like I said, it's what holds them together. But that's about it. Why do you know more?
I know more about the bowl than anything else.
What does it
Your
do?
people call it. Well, it's understandable that your people would describe such a thing as a bowl,
Oh,
but we know it as a shield.
oh,
It's one of 5 objects created by the goddess.
yeah.
Maliki?
It's a shield. It's a banana, really.
You're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulty.
Is that better?
Can you hear me out?
Hello?
Oh,
Hello.
Back.
I can hear everyone now.
Yeah.
is there a better audio application than Discord? It seems to have issues every time we play D&D.
I've just switched which server we're on, so it should be better now.
I see. Yeah.
Maybe Skype would be better, but I don't know. I haven't used
No,
Skype in a while.
Skype makes fucking Windows run shit.
Yeah, as soon as
Uh,
you go over one person as well, it's a nightmare. Well, 2.
Anyway, sorry. What were you saying? I said like, what's the banana? You don't know.
Well, my order only ever really held possession of the shield. It was your order that held the banana.
Oh. Well, I know it as only as a banana.
Well, that must be what it is. But the problem is the other orders got robbed too. All the fruits are missing.
Wait, they're all missing?
Yeah,
Ah, fuck.
that's why they sent me.
See, I didn't realize that. I knew one was missing. Does that mean there's more people like me, like looking for them?
Like you, in a sense.
As in with the same mission? Maybe not. You know. as like as the man said, funny monkey man.
No. Well, not last time anyone saw them anyway. They're pretty secretive.
Well, I mean, we were always told not to tell anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The four fruits were given to races of special creatures that Marliki took an exception to in a good way. And then the druids got the shield, see?
Oh, that makes sense.
But it is said that if all the objects and all those things unite, that they are unstoppable.
So the plan would be that we get them all together so we know where they are, and then we deliver them back to where they need to be.
Yeah, keep them out of people who seek to do evil with them.
Like Crumb.
Right here.
No, he's not.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, you're two in a separate room, aren't you?
Yeah,
What makes you say that?
I'm only joking.
We all know how stealthy Crumb is. He could be there. Uses intimidation instead of stealth.
Right, so. I just realised what Meg said.
You don't see me! I don't see you!
No, sorry, I was on about your Discord. Well, I'm gonna. Like, do you want to rest for like an hour, or do you want to rest for like 7?
No, we need to fully rest.
Okay. Then I'm gonna. We'll let them have a nap. They might already be asleep, and we'll let them know. Like, I say in the morning, in the evening.
We have to get it, Shu. Whatever it takes.
Well, of course, that's, part of why I'm here. And not at home cooking breakfast for my nan or Grandma Shu.
Grandma Shu.
Grandma Shu.
Grandma Shanquita.
She's the one who's stopped them.
Grandma Shu can throw a slipper at 500 mile an hour.
Just out of nowhere, just Shu swears, just slipper hits him in the face.
That's why she's Grandma Shanquita.
Meg sent a weird video last time. Don't encourage her.
Chanclita is Spanish for flip-flop. It's a child-rearing method.
I go to sleep.
You wait 8 hours later.
Excellent.
Can I just
Agreed.
get that power in real life? Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, out of anything in D&D, just being able to go to sleep for 8 hours and wake up.
Instant REM sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant just like, you go to sleep, you wake up 8 hours later, like, oh, brilliant. Like, no time passes.
Time travel. That'd still be pretty cool.
Yeah,
That, and you can, like,
Osmolas.
get completely messed up, be in a car accident, and just be fine 8 hours later. Neck's broken, like, okay, I'm good.
Is there anything, I don't know, like Meg or Brew? Like now I'm thinking of a meme I saw. Gren wants to do before sleeping.
Bum chicka wow wow.
No, Gren's just gonna go to sleep for 8 hours and wake up.
Cool.
Cool. So, 8 hours later. Oh, divination.
Oh, no.
I had a strange dream, you guys. Oh, wow.
Oh God, that's amazing.
Oh, shit.
That's a perfect.
I can make one of you guys crit fail.
So
Like he makes a save. No, he doesn't.
in the morning, we'll sort of get everyone into our room. Not tell them everything about like the history of stuff. Just like, we need to go to the tower.
Yes. There's something there that we need.
We gotta get it.
Crom looks uncomfortable. I would say that's fair.
Okay. You okay, Crom? Wait, do I notice?
Yeah, you'd notice it. He's enough quiet and sort of muttering under his breath, I guess, knowing Crom.
Morden's beard.
More his beard. Oh, it's just something Cook said on the boat. I ain't welcome here. I'm seeing it already.
Well, you'd be pleased to know that I need to take something from them. It doesn't belong to them. They shouldn't have it.
For anything like the dwarves I know, taking things off them ain't easy. Stubborn folk you are.
But it doesn't belong to them. They pride where they needn't have.
See then.
So are we going out tonight for this thing, or is it gonna be like a heist? Should we wear all black?
It's like mid-afternoon because you guys went to bed at like 6 in the morning. So I guess you're in one of your rooms, or are you downstairs as well?
Yeah. I got, as I said, I got them all into my room.
Yeah.
Or our
Sure.
room. 'Cause this is
Privacy.
private matters.
Mm.
Do we need to, Crom, do you think they would give it to us if we asked them?
Like really nicely.
No.
Okay, then we'll break in tonight.
Well, hang on. We need to. I know you say it's there, but have you
Crom,
seen it?
Crom starts to laugh like the moment you say that, but like not like a giggle or a chuckle, but like a proper like belly laugh, and he's like, "There is no way you're breaking into a dwarven fortress and getting out alive. No way in hell. Not even a slim chance."
We could with your help, Crom.
Just laughing at you all. It's just like the idea of him past your mind just like blows his fucking brain up. With my help, what do you want me to do?
You know all the dwarf things that dwarves do. Like, gets past.
Trade. Is that your only option? What?
What would they even want?
I don't know. Maybe we meet with them. Maybe we talk to them.
Well, if we let them know what we're after, then they might take extra precautions to make sure we don't get at it.
Aye, well, you guys all know where I'm from, right?
Mithril halls.
Aye. Have any of you ever heard of Mithril Hall? I'm sure you have. It's fantastic.
I don't know, God, have I?
Make a history check.
Dear God,
Anyone?
have
Gren's
I?
heard of it. Just because Gren's heard of it.
I would.
I mean, she should, because she deals with dwarves. 14.
Okay. Stories you've heard about Mithril Hall. And how big it is, and how fortified it is, and that it holds the king's jewels, and this, that, and the other. Would you ever imagine breaking into it?
No.
I could
So-
imagine a lot of
Imagine
things.
breaking into this place.
It's just a tower on a hill. It's not like an underground.
Constructed solely by dwarves. Exiled dwarves. Who are
But-
angry.
I'm guessing.
They ever had taken from them, and you think you can break in there and just help yourself to a shield and get out.
But it doesn't belong to them.
Ah. It's dwarves. You touch it, it belongs to them. So we work. They craft it, it's theirs. They trade for it, it's theirs.
They didn't. They took it.
But But what if instead of going and stealing from what Crom says is going to be impossible, we make friends? We see if they have anything that they want us to do, and maybe they will show it to us or something. And then maybe we could trade for something. I don't know. I don't know what they want. I don't know what. Would that work, Crom? You tell me.
More chance of breaking in. Dwarves are cunning. We use more traps than halflings do. Dwarven constructed, heavily crafted traps. There's no way you can even put your hands on that shield, never mind get in there to get close to it. Fear we have to speak to them. That's my thoughts. I don't know about you.
Well, we're not the most diplomatic group, and I don't think you'd have much luck with them. You think maybe they're fans of mine? Maybe?
No.
That's kind of rude.
Crom kind of like... Crom kind of is like... Sorry, Shabazz. I'm gonna get an ale.
What if we go in...
Crom walks out the room and goes to get ale.
What if we go in and I present it like I'm doing a story and I need inspiration? Maybe
But we
they'd want to
don't-
be
we-
in it.
But we don't. Oh, I see. So not for the shield, because obviously we don't know it's there.
Yeah, that way we're not telling them outright what we're doing there. And honestly, I kind of would like to write a book about breaking into a keep, a dwarven keep. That'd be a very fascinating read. So it wouldn't be lying. But it'd at least get us through the front door, see what we're looking at.
If they care about being in a book,
Well, you just
mean-
gotta appeal to the ego.
do dwarves have a big ego?
I think so. They think very highly of themselves, and books are considered crafts. So anything that can immortalize them, they tend to look at favorably.
Well, we'll give it a try. If not, we can just be like, hey, want any help with anything? We can help with things.
Hmm.
We also want to find that dragon guy though.
And I also think it'd be a good idea, Grin, to not maybe tell them how they stole it and it doesn't belong to them. Like, those would be things you not want to bring up in a conversation.
I thought Jaws respected the truth.
Yeah, these ones might
But-
be a slight bit different.
Like if Crom came in and was wearing like something that made him look really ugly, even though he likes the truth, would you tell him he looks really ugly? Even if he really liked what he was wearing.
Crom's always wears the same thing. Armor.
I'm
and
using it as an example.
Me? I don't know.
Because you wouldn't want to hurt his feelings, would you?
Well, I would want you
well, he
guys to
hasn't
be
stolen.
honest with me. If you think I'm not looking great and I ask you, you should tell me the truth and be completely honest, so I don't kind of agree with
Shabazz.
it. I understand where you're going with, but it's just not a really good metaphor.
That's good. I've been meaning to tell you. Your ass looks really fat in that.
Why would you say such a thing?
Isn't that a compliment?
Not yet.
No, not even phrase it like that. It's more, damn, Shabazz, your ass looks thick in that.
Looking thick.
Dummy thick. Anyway. So what's the plan we're going with? Shabazz's book, and then if that doesn't work, we offer help.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
if-
don't say things.
If that doesn't work, then we start collecting beards.
Let's just go with plan A. We'll think of plan B in a bit. But my way would be an honest, you know, just kind of should get us in, see what we're looking at, see if it's even there. You know?
It'll be there.
As you
It's come to. Sorry, go on.
as you guys are talking and sort of discussing your plans, you start to hear clashes of like furniture being smashed around stairs and lots of shouting for gods, gods. And then you hear like outside the window, you hear a clutter of people running into the tavern, and just like shit hitting the fan downstairs.
Comes downstairs. He said people don't like them. Go, run.
Alright, I'm gonna slide down the banister.
As you run out the door, slide down the banister, Crom is being held by 6 armed guards. His shield, his symbol of Moradin, his mace, everything has been stripped off him. He's like bleeding above the right eyebrow. He's been like punched and hit in the gut. He's like reeled over. He's handcuffed and he's being dragged out of the bar.
Hey!
What?
Why are you taking my friend?
Prison.
Why?
Blasphemy.
What do you mean?
Get out the way.
Crom, what did he do?
Like, Crom's like, I didn't do, poof! Smashes him in the head with the bottom of his axe.
What did he do?
Blasphemy. Get out the way. Chief's orders. And they just start barging him out the door and dragging him up.
He just
I'm
got
gonna,
here.
I'm gonna follow him.
They're just dragging him up the hill and like roughhousing him on the way up every now and then, just giving him like a dig in the ribs or like, dropping him in mud and like kicking it on his face as they like drag him to his feet, like really like uncomfortably, and they're like retching his arms behind his back like to try and put strain on him. Out of the way! Chief's guard coming through! We got a filthy fucking prisoner here! Blaspheming little cunt! And like people are spitting on him in the street and throwing shit at him and all sorts.
Okay. How wide's the street?
It's about 30 feet wide.
Sweet. I'm gonna cast a spell.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna cast Sleet Storm on the entire street.
Okay. Do you want to ping the description for me?
Yeah, I don't know what it is either.
So no one can see, and then people start falling over and stuff.
Okay. Sure. Right, I'll make a few rolls. We'll let the dice decide. Uh, 15, 6, 11, 8, 14. So average of that none of those really beat that. So yeah, all of the guards holding Crom fall over. Like you say, it knocks them prone or makes them slip over. What did you say?
It's heavily obscured, so none of them can really see him.
Yeah.
They'd all fall over, and it's difficult terrain.
Okay. Yeah, you cast this spell. All the guards start to struggle. People will start quickly rushing in their house and stuff like that. They do let go of Crom, and he's kind of like rolling on his side, like he's in too much pain to get up and just run off. And they have all his gear anyway. One of the guards that's lying on his side just grabs this horn, shoves it in his mouth, and just lets out this massive echo, and you just hear like repeating from all the way up the street and as high as the keep. All these horns just going off in like an alert system. And as you sort of, if anyone else wants to do anything, jump in. They kind of grab their feet, they grab Crom, and they all draw their swords, and like pikemen sort of surround Cromis. Fucking magic users! And they start to like deploy shields in like a sort of Roman sort of
Phalanx.
a phalanx, that's it, and they start to like shield up around the prisoner. He's going to the prison. Anyone who interferes will be joining him in their own fucking filthy cell. Enough!
But what did he do?
you just get ignored. They turn the phalanx and start heading back up the hill. And as they go up, like very quickly, every few seconds, more dwarven guards seem to join the fray and start to like hold crowds back, joining the phalanx, joining in the commotion. And there's like 20 or 30 like armed guards, some with crossbows, some with spears. Most of them have like a sword and shield, that like a terror shield, and like the guards come out in force.
They all fall over.
They're like slipping and fucking all over the shop. It looks comical. But within a couple of minutes of this, and you're sort of following up the hill towards the keep, you do see. Make a perception check, all of you.
Fuck's sake. Can I roll above a 10?
Okay. Hard not to see it, but as long as you're over 10, you start to see flashes of arcane light just sort of spiral out of nowhere, and like dwarven magic users step through them and start to like ready spells. And they sort of follow up this phalanx, as Shu just taught me, up the hill, in this guarded formation. Once they get sort of 200-300 meters up the hill, they go through, because no one's interrupted me yet, they go through a large stone wall, slipping all over the fucking place initially, and doors close behind them. And you just hear as the gate's locked, and you can sort of watch this phalanx go up the sort of 50 meters of open terrain towards the keep tower.
Is there any guards on the outside, or?
Yeah, there's guards everywhere now. Like the town is like alive with the guards all aren't looking at you guys. Like barely any of them know what the fuck's going on. They've just reacted. They're like sending people back to work and sort of trying to clear the streets and grabbing a few like people that they've seen throwing shit and making them clean it up and stuff like that. Come on everybody, back to normal. Nothing to see here, that kind of thing. Like the cleanup party arrives.
Shpaz is gonna approach one of the guards and is gonna say,
Hello, miss.
in Dwarven, by the way, because I'm assuming he's Dwarf, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to assume, but yeah, there is. How does he identify, though?
I'm assuming he's a dwarf, but I don't want to assume. Sure.
Yeah. And she's gonna say in Dwarven, who's in charge of this keep?
That'll be the prince.
Well, I would like to request an audience with this prince.
What's that clicking?
Oh, sorry, I'm
Right,
playing
she's
with
a-
something.
I thought Mike was using his V guns again or something like he used to. His Nerf gun. Feel free. Make your request at the main gate. Get your time and date. Turn up when you need to.
Alright. I'm gonna head to the main gate. Is it pretty obvious where she needs to go from there?
Yeah, it's like a couple of hundred meters up the street. You watched Crom get marched through it.
Mm-hmm. Just need to go to the main gate. Try to acquisition a request.
Sure. Graham, your perception check. Even though it's quite low. As you see all this sort of going off and you're sort of trying to get your head around everything and watching all this go on, you see from a balcony on a building a little bit further up, a very wide, tall figure just kind of slopes off the balcony. You kind of see that it's been looking at you, just kind of slopes away, sort of disappears out of sight.
In the meantime, Shu has just basically ran back to the bar.
Okay. Mama.
Yeah.
My favorite time. Let's party. Rock's fully all done. Go on.
In 3 different locations.
You never know what Grim would do.
Well, Shabazz is
Gren's
being
gonna
a
turn
Karen.
into Gren's gonna turn into a spider
Okay.
and start making his way over to the door that Crom's dragged through.
I'm guessing a small spider.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. It's gonna take you a while because it's a few hundred meters from where you were. I mean, you'd obviously walk most of the way in normal form and then get under, but it's still gonna take you a minute or so. And while that's happening, Baz, you make your way up there. Shu, what are you doing quickly in the tavern?
I go straight to the guy behind the bar and be like, "The hell just happened?"
Gillian.
Yeah.
Right, I'll deal with Shu and I'll come back to Shabazz and Gren. Obviously, you guys being split, which very rarely happens. Remember, you'd only know what you would know.
Yeah.
Shu, Gillian looked flustered. His pretty little waxed comb over is all over the shop. His monocle is smashed and he's just kind of holding it in his hands. And like his shirt's all been untucked and his waistcoat's got like a button missing. And he's just sat on the floor in front of the bar, just like staring at his monocle, but it really is like staring into oblivion. The tavern is like quiet as shit. There's a couple of people just supping drinks, but most people have left. What's happened? Did you not watch it? Did you not see it?
I saw my friend get taken away, but I didn't see what happened before. Why?
He well, as far as I seen, he come down the stairs, and I kind of looked away, getting a glass, and looked back up, and there's a bit of commotion between him and two other dwarven fellows, and then, well, one of them touched him. He didn't take kindly to it, and one of them called him a fucking pig dick bastard or something like that, and he didn't take too kindly to that, and then before I know it, they're pushing each other, and one punched the other, and a glass went over, a table went over. Then they bumped into me and smashed me fucking monocle. Excuse me, French, sir. And then before I know it, the guards were in here and off they went. Just pure chaos it was.
But that's not like Crom. He's not usually, especially not the first person to throw the first punch.
Oh, I don't think he threw the first punch, sir.
Then why is he getting arrested?
We might have threw the last one, sir, as the guards walked in. It all happened so fast, sir. I bet. I mean, he stands out a bit, doesn't he? Here. Excuse me, sir, Mr. Shu.
I mean, don't I? Don't most of the friends I've come with?
Kind of looks around the bar, and there's a couple of dwarven folk and mostly like gnomes and halflings in here. He's like, "Come here, sir," and kind of like whispers you to like lean in for a whisper. The old dwarves here, they're not like the ones on the mainland, sir, where you're from, Waterdeep and all that. They're exiles, sir. Not happy about it. Don't take too kindly to the seal dwarves and all them folk, mountain dwarves, whatever you calls them. I mean, the good folk, don't get me wrong, but some bitterness from past. You know, dwarves don't forget, sir, you know that. You? I think he just wrong end of the bargain here. Should keep himself to himself, sir. He's only
he was the one who exiled them, but that's not how politics works, is it?
No, sir. Can I get you a drink, Mr. Shu, on the house? What? It's the best I can do for you. Can't really help your friend, sir.
No, maybe later. I need to go back to find them, tell them what essentially happened. But
Sure.
and I'll like, I don't know. I'll look on the floor, pick up the loose button that's fallen off his waistcoat, hand it to him. Like, just, I don't know. Be safe, and we'll be back later, I guess.
All right. Good luck. Hope you help your friend out.
Let me try. And then I'm going to see if I can go find Shabazz.
Sure. While it's happening, Shabazz, you're at the main gate and kind of, I guess, unknowingly being a distraction for Gren to just sneak through as a spider that no one's really looking for anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So while this is happening, you'd be like going under the door and guess your way into the other side of things. Shabazz, you approach the gate. How's this look? How does it look when you approach the gate? What are you going up asking questions? Or are you going up and just sort of trying to walk through? What are you doing?
Well, she was told where to go to request a audience, so she would go there.
Yeah, as you get to the gate, it's a large stone sort of archway with two solid, large, sort of 10-foot tall wooden doors, probably 4 foot wide each of them. Two, like, heavy armored, as in chainmail, helmet, pike type lance, sort of halberdy type weapon, two-handed weapon, and a shield. They still stand in front of the gate. No admittance, miss.
Well, I need to speak with your prince.
He's a bit busy now. Prisoner and all.
Yeah, but I'd like to talk to him about the prisoner.
One of the dwarves just like takes a deep breath and kind of spits on the floor. As you like talk, as you mention, like speaking to the prisoner, it gets a bit like uncomfortable. We don't think that's going to be possible, miss.
Well, would be pretty, diplomatic to be able to talk to him. It'd look better on your reputations and all.
And you're a diplomat, are you, miss?
I like to think so.
And what house you from? Who should
House-
I tell?
House
should I tell-
Harpreet.
House Harpreet?
Mhm.
No of houses, is it?
What do you say? You're cutting out.
Is it a noble house?
Pretty noble, yeah.
What city you be from, miss?
Thornhole.
Make a deception check, because you're bullshitting. You don't really come from a normal house, so deception.
Normal. 19.
Knob.
No, 19. Divination.
That's what I said. You're a knob.
Yeah.
Or they said nope.
Come into the guard room here, miss, and I'll get a message sent over to a runner. Best I can do for now.
Much appreciated. And she's maintaining Dwarven.
Okay. He leads you into the guard room, sits you down, passes you like a mug of water if you want it, and you see him in Dwarven sort of, grab you can see like a younger dwarf. Run forward. Speak. See if the prince will let her in. House Harpreet. Noble birth. Something to do with the prisoner. Off you go. You see this runner sort of nod and sort of accept his challenge, his mission, and off he pops. Gren, what's happening?
He's clinging to the ceiling. He's trying to look for this prince.
Oh, so you're going you're going through the gate and right up into the keep?
Yep.
Yeah, so you go up like a cobblestone pathway about 50 more meters until you get to a large set of stairs, stone stairs, finely crafted, finely fine masonry work. And you sort of climb up these stairs and you go up like a large pillar system. So you get on the roof and you can kind of squeeze through the large doors. As you sort of are looking around, you do see sort of 50 meters back a runner running towards you, and you kind of squeeze through these doors. You're in a large open room with big fire braziers burning on either side. It's like a symmetrical room with tables at the top end, large sort of 20-foot long, 4-foot wide tables, leading sort of vertically away from you is the best way I can describe it. And at the top of that table, there's a large stone crafted throne with two smaller thrones on either side of it. The central stone throne, no one sits in. And on the right-hand throne, the only one that's occupied at the moment is a dwarven fellow with dark tan skin, black slicked hair, well trimmed beard, with some ornate sort of silver and gold beard beads in them, in like light robes, more like comfort noble-esque attire, and a thick fur cloak thrown over both shoulders. It kind of casts from left to right, and some jewelry, rings, etc. Fine dwarven-looking boots, sort of solid leather and sort of metal work on them. As he's sort of sat, there is two officers or two guardsmen, hard to make out from where you are, speaking to him. And as you sort of creep a little bit closer, make a perception check for me to see if you can engage from this conversation. 14. As you're watching, you see being placed by one of the officers in front of the guy in the throne, or the dwarf in the throne. You see Crom's shield, his holy symbol, his mace, his chainmail shirt, his boots, and all his like undergarments and his coin purse. All his sort of attire is placed in front of this prince, and the officers are sort of rummaging through the stuff and showing the prince what's in there, like opening all these coin pouches, opening like pockets inside his sort of undergarments that he wears underneath his chainmail, sort of exploring his chainmail and
Violating him, man.
exploring like Crom's not there. You don't see Crom at all. You just see all his gears being like filtered through, but in front of the guy on the throne. Eventually, the guy on the throne, who's kind of now sitting, sort of hand, sort of resting his forehead in his left hand, and his right hand, he just kind of like clicks his fingers and. Do you speak Dwarven?
Nope.
Okay. You hear him sort of Geragdosh. Gasganade Ashradai, and he starts speaking in this Dwarven language. Very guttural, very rocky type textured vocals. And he just kind of waves them off. They collect the belongings and place them in like a crate, like a thin wooden chest almost, but like a crate, and kind of seal it. And one of them sort of picks it up from behind his back, and one picks it up from front, a bit of like Chuckle Brothers Me to You type style. And they sort of march it off down a corridor that goes sort of to the sort of western direction of where the thrones are.
And then the prince looking dude's just on his own.
Yeah, he's just kind of like rubbing his forehead and just kind of like, like he looks a bit stressed out more than anything.
Is there a chandelier?
Oh yeah, there's multiple chandeliers, lots of candles burning at the moment. It's quite hot in your spider form. The candles are giving off quite a bit of heat, and you're like, oof.
Ooh, toasted.
Yeah, singeing your little the hairs.
Is there like rafters? Could I like? Is there somewhere I could turn into a normal form, and, like sit up in the roof?
Yeah, there's like a timber archway that is sort of like on either side. There's probably like a 3-foot gap you could squeeze into and change into your normal form.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Stealth. As the spider or as Gren?
It's going to be as Gren.
Okay.
Going back into Gren's form. It's about Gren changing, doing that magic, and staying quiet.
Hey, I don't even want to be quiet. I want him to see me.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of like shapeshift back into Gren form, and kind of not super sneakily, but you kind of just sit there until he catches your attention, and the prince kind of like is rubbing his head, kind of like looks around the room, and as he kind of like moves from rubbing his head, he kind of sees you.
You see the Gren's gonna be like, "Hi there,"
and he kind of initially like reaches to the side of his throne for like obviously a concealed weapon, then kind of relaxes a little bit and kind of crosses his one hand into the other, like fist into palm.
Gren's literally not even. He's like up in the ceiling playing his lute, like just strumming on it a little bit.
Kind of, I'm guessing you're kind of like leaning at the wall, legs crossed,
Yep.
sort of strumming the lute in the lap. Yeah, got you.
That's so movie.
Nice tower you got here.
Guess you're the magic user. Making a fool of my guardsman. He speaks in common.
I wouldn't say I made a fool of him.
Not how they would see it. Come down. Grab a pitcher with wine on the side.
He hops down.
He stands up from his throne and walks to meet you halfway at a large banquet table that does have like pitchers of wine and stuff. And he kind of slides you an empty pitcher, an empty tankard, and pours himself one and places the wine on the table. Help yourself. Turns his back to you and walks back to the throne and just sort of sits on it on the edge of the throne and just kind of puts his elbows on his knees and just sits down and kind of.
So, why aren't you in the big seat?
It's my father's seat.
Ah, where is he?
Make an insight check. He takes a pause. Predisposed. Predisposed. You don't pick anything up.
It's a shame, isn't it, when you can't have, people who your loved ones and your friends around you. People always take them away.
At this point, Gren, passively you hear running, heavily booted footsteps running in your direction, and they kind of come through the westerly corridor where I mentioned previous, which is like 15 meters away from you. 15 feet, sorry. We'll use feet because it's D&D. And the prince just raises his hand. No! He's my guest. Make yourselves busy. And just kind of waves them off. It's me and you now. Yes, I agree. It's not the best when people take those away from you.
So, why'd you arrest my friend?
I personally didn't arrest your friend.
Why did the guards?
He was causing trouble in a tavern, as far as I'm aware. Got into a bit of a ruckus with two of the locals, and with him being an outsider, the guardsman obviously didn't take a liking to him.
Yeah, so, you admit your guards were kind of racist then.
I did not say that.
We both know what you mean. Just let him go.
Big swig of his drink. His thick, stubby, like dwarven fingers are kind of like cover most of the tankard, and the rings sort of clatter on it as he places it on the side. Why?
He's a good dwarf, and he hasn't done anything wrong.
Yet to be decided. Were you there?
Yeah, I was upstairs.
Did you see what he did to cause this controversy, this trouble?
No, because he didn't do anything.
How do you know if you were upstairs?
I've seen the way people have been looking at him since he arrived. Like he just walked off as like no one's ever seen a blonde dwarf before. It's not good, man. It's not good look for your city either.
No. And
You know,
what say?
adventurers like us showing up and just start arresting people.
You think you're the first adventurers to come here? You think you're not the first adventurers to come here and cause trouble within the first few hours of stepping off that ship? Happens all the time. Such strange. Yes, he's a dwarf. Shield dwarf. It's not strange for adventurers to rock up, cause trouble and get arrested. What is strange is when a dwarven fellow rocks up, gets into trouble, gets arrested, and then a magical sleet storm comes out of the abyss onto my guardsmen, making a fucking mockery of them. And he just like smashes his like chalice against the floor. That's what's strange. Now, if I let him go, right now, after that mockery, how does that make me look?
Like a wise and merciful prince?
Wrong. It makes me look stupid and weak. He would have been brought in for questioning, and he most likely would have been sent on his way after a couple of days in a cell.
What, and another kicking?
Aye, most likely.
Your guards roughed him up pretty good.
Aye, they do that. I feel you got enough revenge, magic user, whose name I have not been yet graced with. In this hall, my father's hall,
Hello?
just yeah, just reply.
Can I insight him again and see why keeps calling it his father's place? But
Yeah, roll insight, yeah.
see what's going on. 16.
Okay. When he mentions his father, you don't get a. How do I word this? You don't get a bitter sense of the word father. He's speaking common, which probably isn't practiced as often amongst these ranks. But it's more of a. He sees like a slight pain in his eyes when he mentions his father.
Where is your father?
Predisposed. And you slight with that insight, you see from his previous comment of predisposed, he's now a lot more not reserved, but a bit more withdrawn in saying it, and it doesn't come through with as much gusto or volume.
Predisposed? Where?
at the-
Maybe I can help.
At this point, a runner bursts in through the throne room. Your Majesty, excuse me. Guardsmen send us. There is a noble lady at the gate. She wishes your presence, sir. They believe it's about the most recent prisoner, sir. Send her in. And her entourage. They can keep their weapons. If they give their word, they will not use them. And word I will hold them to. Go now. And the runner kind of, yes, your grace, bows his head and runs away. Graham, what did you say? Sorry, last.
He's like, predisposed how?
Prince stands up, picks his chalice off the floor and kind of lets it scrape against the floor as if he's just lost a bit of his like momentum a little bit. Walks over to the table, pours a drink, looks at you as he sort of drinks it, half a glass, and then fills it with the rest of the pitcher. Standing 5 to 10 feet away from you now, and probably a bit shorter than you, no weapons in sight. Arcanely. That's what we figure. That's what the clerics figure. He's been in a deep slumber for a number of months now. Many moons have gone by since he rose from his bed. Not a word, never opens his eyes. He's been in deep sleep for far too long. There was reports a while back of not a cult, but a collection of people asking too many questions. They were after something we possess quite closely in this hall. He refused to give it to them, and within 24 hours, he never woke from his sleep.
Was it the shield?
He kind of like chokes on his wine a little bit as you ask that. Make a persuasion check. I know you didn't ask a question, but I just want to see your sort of kind of general demeanor in that question.
Jesus Christ, the rolls today. 9.
9.
Oh shit, can I cast this? Oh no, I haven't got that prepared. Forget about it.
He just ignores your question and walks off. Sits back down on his throne, drinks his drink.
So it was the shield then.
Just like kind of looks at you as to say, I'm not going to answer your question, but make of it what you will. Does that make sense?
Yep.
At this point, Shabazz, you have been informed that you can make your way up, and if Shu is with you, you can follow. I guess it would have been with you.
Well, she was in the guardhouse, but if
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes life easier, I can be with her. 'Cause I
Oh
would
yeah,
have made
you,
my
you.
way up.
I think you would have been like the runner come down. You would have been also gathered up. You guys can make your way into the throne room. Take you another sort of minute or so of just being Gren, but yeah. They were asking for an artifact.
The shield.
What is your name, magic user?
I'm Grenesius,
Renicius.
of the Circle of the Moon.
Renicius, I have Forbin of the Iron King.
Mm-hmm.
Please, help yourself to the wine, take a seat. Your friends will be here shortly, I'm sure. Maybe we can discuss this over food.
Nah, I think you should maybe get Crom a drink though. Maybe give him his stuff back.
We'll discuss that shortly. About now, Shabazz, you are kind of ushered into the room. Doors are open for you, and Gren, you sort of look back and you can see Shabazz and Shu being sort of guided into the room by a dwarven fellow, the runner. Ah,
Greg's gonna be like, took you long enough.
friends. You guys wouldn't have even known Gren was in here either.
No.
Hi.
It's like we wouldn't know, but not surprised, you know?
No. that was my thought.
Evening, Prince Dwarf. This keep. I'm Lady Harpreet. And she's gonna move it forward.
Wait there. What would this guy have? Say, quite educated. Harpreet.
We can make that
Never-
a 1 if you want.
It's up to you.
Well, no, because I think that would make it where it's even worse. Are
Sure.
the runners gone yet, or is it just us?
Oh yeah, the doors are closed behind you.
Oh, okay, well, they're done. Then she's gonna, you know, like, is she being like, did he wave her in more, or is she kind of
Yeah,
just...
you in. He's
Alright.
like,
We're in the room.
wine
Yeah.
on the table. Help yourselves.
And, well, I mean, I am a lady, and my name's Harpreet, but, your
You're
gods...
not full birth, are you, dear?
It was the only way to come see about it. They were kind of reluctant to let me
It
even
was an
speak to you.
impressive deception.
Why,
should be
thank
proud.
you.
It was
I
amusing.
think I look kind of noble-ish. And she kind of pushes up her glasses by the bridge then.
What would you be your actual name?
It's Harpreet. It's Shabazz Harpreet.
Shabazz Harpreet.
Mhm.
And you, sir?
Is that me? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shoe.
I'm Shu. Can I have my friend back now?
It's being discussed.
By disgust, I think he means he's beating him up in the cells.
That's not fair.
Is
I'm
he
not-
Is he still being tortured?
Yep, they were torturing him. And they were looking
God.
through his stuff, it was creepy.
Like he shouts for a guard, and a guard like comes within 30 seconds. Release the prisoner. Bring him here. No more roughhousing. Better?
Much better.
Thank you, Master Prince Dwarf of this team.
Please, take a seat.
No, about the shield. Where is it?
She just looks at Greg like, what the fuck?
He
My
stands
friend.
up and walks over to like a table that's set up, and you can see there's like parchment rolled up, and you know it's hard to see from because he's about 4 steps higher than you where the throne is. So it's hard to see what's on top of the table. He filters through a few pieces of parchment and sort of picks up a rolled scroll and walks over to the table, pours another glass of wine, takes a big gulp of it, chucks a piece of parchment on the table. Look at that. Tell me what you see. Tell me what it means to you all.
What is it?
Who goes over to it?
I should go over to it, Shabazz.
Definitely.
As you unroll it, you see a sort of artist sort of representation of the symbol that was described to you previously on the Dragon Ball.
Shabazz is gonna be glaring at it.
Cool. That's-
Sorry?
Does it mean anything to us as far as we know?
What did Shabazz say also?
She's gonna take out her picture that she drew earlier of the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
And roll it out and place it next to it.
Slightly different art style, but it's noticeably the same symbol. Shu, I would say for you, make a history check, but with deception, with disadvantage. Shabazz, you can roll history check as well.
I got a 1 and a 2.
I don't know if Gren would know anything about it.
22.
Oh, Shabazz knows.
You can go roll if you want, but yeah. Shabazz, in Thornhold, this symbol isn't seen a lot, but when it is, people talk about it. This is the dragon's head with the sword sort of thrust through it. Is the symbol of the Zentarim. Zentarim are a kind of a guild that run from Waterdeep. As far as you're aware, they are usually a collection of thieves, assassins, con artists, forgers, tricksters, mercenaries, shady folk. That's all you'd gather.
I understand why my little place is.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you said Zentrim, right?
Yeah. So what does it mean? Looks. You have
It's,
some recognition in your face.
It belongs to a guild called the Zintras. Correct me if I'm wrong. Zentarum. They're not good people. They got mercenaries and thieves, and they're not honorable and elitist. If they just... I don't like working with them. And apparently this one's after us. He knew we were coming here before we knew we were coming here.
You show him the picture of the Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Takes it and takes a look. Aye, my guardsman spoke about him. It's hard for a Dragonborn not to be taken notice of in this town.
I'd imagine so. Especially that one.
This time, Crom is kind of walked down the corridor with a split lip and a cut above his eyebrow. But as he sees you all, he got a big smile on his face. Split one of the noses.
I'll run over and sort of just like give him a hand getting over.
Yeah, he's literally just in his pants. You know, chest, stumpy beer belly, but you can see the abs in it and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Damn,
Beards.
He's got a turtle
Beards in his
shell.
belly button. Got a turtle shell, yeah, absolutely. Looks like world's strongest man. Master Dwarf, please dress yourself. Crop just kind of gives him a shitty look and goes ahead about putting his chainmail and shit back on in front of you all and just he kind of like, it was a, I don't know how Crom would take it. Maybe Vem will say differently, but you can kind of see he's a bit like, it's kind of quite fun actually. But yeah, it comes back to the table and sort of surrounds you all, and the guards are like lingering around now. Crom hasn't really said much, but he kind of gives you all like the acknowledgement as if to say thank you. I guess that's how he would react.
Shabazz is gonna look over to the guards. You're dismissed now. We no longer require your services. And then she's gonna look back down at her in the papers.
They just ignore you. Yes. This one is still in town. He stayed a few nights in the Sunken Anchor and moved on the drop tanker. And moved on to more permanent lodgings.
Why?
Keeps himself, spends a bit of coin here and there. But we're keeping an eye on him.
Well, what does the symbol mean to you?
This symbol was floating around the town when my father had his issues. This symbol was floating around the town and in this very meeting hall when they were asking about the artifact, trying to get it from us. Long story short, they float around. My father doesn't wake up from a deep slumber, and all we can relate it to is them wanting the artifact, which Grenetius is highlighted as the shield.
Well, you shouldn't take things that don't belong to you.
Gren,
What?
we talked about this.
What? He's an honest dwarf. He can take the truth, right?
No, absolutely. The shield does not belong to us, but it was entrusted to us before we was exiled. And he kind of looks at Kron just for a second and looks back at you. So no, it doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the Earth. It belongs to the champion.
And we deeply appreciate the fact that you're guarding it for us. And guarding it for the world.
Kind of rolls his eyes a little bit as if to say, come on, really?
When he said I'm holding it for the champion, I'd go, hello!
Hello.
This is the champion.
Sure.
And you know, really, he is.
Sure.
What?
We just defeated a Kraken on the way over here. He's the champion. He did it with one punch.
Well, it was actually more than one. It was actually like more like 6 or 7.
Well, still 6 or 7 punches with a Kraken. With help from us in the ship, but still. Now, let's talk about your father.
Lie down on the bed.
He's like, he kind of subsides a little bit and kind of points you to like the bench that is in front of the table where the drinks are and stuff. He goes around the other side and sits down, pulls out a smoking pipe, puts some pipe weed in it, and sort of lights it with a sort of flick of his fingers. A small flame sort of erupts in his hand, and he just lights his pipe.
Is he laying down on the bench?
No.
Damn. She's gonna have a seat.
He kind of points the tip of his pipe to Gren. Are you standing up, Gren, or are you sitting down?
Oh, he's sitting down enjoying a glass of wine.
Well, I
Once
think
it-
we can help each other out some here.
Takes a drag of his pipe, points the end of his pipe towards Gran. He goes, "This one being a magic user got my interest straight away. The priests, the clerics, well, we've sent people to the mainland, to Waterdeep and to Neverwinter, to try and find magic users that could aid us in this venture. We have one human wizard here who believes it's possible to enter the chief's dreams and get him out of whatever pandemonium he's in. Doing so will awaken him and bring him back to his throne where he belongs. I can go back to my normal day job of being the general of the guardsmen who you have become on the wrong side of since their discipline has slacked, since I've been otherwise engaged, and hopefully we can start getting things back to normal. Until then, difficult.
Agreed.
What we have here is in need of magic users. We have sent forth for some, but none have returned yet. Not good enough.
Well, like I said, we're magic users who can defeat a kraken. I think we can
More than
help you
one
out.
of you. I thought you punched the kraken to death.
Well,
I
he
did.
he punched the kraken with his magical fists. I'm also a magic user.
When you say magical fish, you just looks at his hand like, what?
Like, you can see whenever Shu does anything, like, the prince almost kind of has to rub his head a little bit, like, this can't be the champion. No. He just like Shu looking at his fists and just being a bit, like, distracted and stuff. He's just like, no. And what arcane gifts do you have, Miss Harpreet?
Well, I'm a wizard, and my dreams are pretty magical. I can predict the future.
She didn't predict avoiding the...
Like, I'm
Anger.
working on those dreams, but for the most part, I'm able to see some outcomes. And considering this has to do with dreams, the fact that my power has to do with dreams, eh? I think it's kind of copacetic. Exactly.
I see nothing but coincidence, I'm afraid.
Well, that's kind of a
It's a good thing,
neurotic
right?
way to see it, but
Do any of you have any, like, holy symbols or anything that are visible?
I have the holy symbol of Motu. It's
No.
just Motu's just being there.
There's a little unicorn necklace carved out bone.
I mean, there might be a little. I don't know. I haven't actually said this before, but a little. What is it? Like a marking of my monastery, sort of carved into my forearm. Other than that, no.
Okay. I'm gonna go for... Oh, +3. Alright, would be 20. Renicius. The symbol around your neck. Mieliki.
Yep.
A devout follower. A cleric of such, I guess.
Let's just say I was born into it.
I think the wizard will have to see you.
Me?
All of you. Including Cromrun.
So do we get the shield now, or...?
I
Help
think
us.
it has to be quid pro quo.
Go into my father's dreams if you can. Help him. Maybe that will give me some belief that this could be the champion. And that you could all be on the right path. We'll speak about it again. Fail to get into my father's dreams, then the shield, you'll never see it. Get into my father's dreams and die, then... Well... You obviously weren't the ones. Seems fair to me.
Seems fair. Bong.
Gods, please raise the wizard from his chambers. Then the prince requests his presence, as soon as convenience. And bring some food for these fine guests of ours. Hurry now. He sends the guard away. I'm going to go and clean up a little, and then we'll have some food and discuss this matter further. That is, all well for you.
It's fine by me.
Okay. But there's one other thing.
When do we get the shield?
No, actually. You've already explained that. If we do save your father, I want everyone to know that it was Crumb.
Make a persuasion check. He smiles at you. Probably the first time he's broke into a smile. We'll see if you can pull it off. And just walks away. Goes down like a small sort of private, into like a private antechamber type thing. Within a few moments, food is brought out, fresh ale, drinks are served, your drinks requests are taken if you have any, brandy, etc. Fruit juice. And you guys are sort of put like a small banquet is put in front of you as things sort of take motion here. If you guys want to take 5, probably a good time to now. Meg, I need to quickly catch you in whispers there.
Alright.
I'm gonna go grab a quick cup of tea.
It's like, do you know when you're just about to leave school and your teacher's like, no, I need you to stay behind.
Ah.
Oh no, but all my friends, man.
I don't know if I can move myself. Let me see. Yay.
Meg.
Me. What's up?
While I think about it, a couple of things I wanted to ask you. I mean, just before I ask you, let me double check your message history.
Okay.
in
Do you
case
want this
I
to be off stream or do you mind?
Give me a sec, maybe.
I mean, they're not gonna watch it.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Kitty cat. He's being a sweet boy.
1 sec. I just want you in here in case I need to. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I put a lot about like family in there.
Mhm.
And about her question. And about the backstory behind that question. And it was those.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to speak to you about. Yeah, give me a sec.
No problem.
You know what a question would be like? This is a question for the lady in the pool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because you didn't ask before.
Yeah, I had to think about it.
And Triff's her friend when she was a kid and got killed. I didn't know about this, did I previously?
Nah.
Okay. No. She dabbled, looked into necromancy to bring her back, but only learned her friend was trapped. Hell, yeah, there is a hell, the 9 hells.
Mhm.
They're saying fuck you and you got defeated. So she wants to find a way to make it right. Sure, it might have made more sense for her to go down the cloud path, but I think her mind is more scientific than that. Like she's the world full of gods, but she's an atheist. She isn't full. Just believes that her extreme powerful purpose. Okay, do you want to explain that to me a little bit? So, your friend died while being possessed. You tried to.
Well, in the
Not gonna-
backstory that I had for her, it was a that Shabazz got possessed while they were doing the work or playing with the spell book sort of thing. Very, very young, and after she was possessed, whenever her, actual father came in and dispelled it, it kind of did a last ditch effort to kind of pull her friend's soul down to hell.
Yeah. Okay. And with her, what was her actual father's name? Isaac something, was it?
Yeah, I
Isaac
think it's
Te-
Isaac. I
How
have
do
to
you
look back in
pronounce
notes.
his surname? Telich?
Which one?
Her father's surname, is it Isaac Telich or something like that?
Something like that. I have to look back in the notes. I message you too much.
Oh, I don't be like that.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, Talich.
Isaac Telich. Human wizard, how would you say he looks?
I think, very human, for
Gandalf
sure.
type dude, or more of like a,
Well, no, he'd be younger. Like, he's just about as old as her mom.
okay.
I would almost say a little bit... What's his name on, Critical Role? The wizard on there.
Oh, Gilmore.
Gilmore? No,
Oh,
the
Caleb.
Caleb. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's kind of not as like I do see him as kind of scruffy, but not like a
Like
hobo.
a smartly dressed Caleb. Okay.
Yeah, and I think he'd be red hair because she's kind of got purple hair in a way. And I would think that he, in order to dispel a demon, I think he would actually be more of a. They call him like divine wizards. I think. I think it's a subclass of wizard is divine, where they're not necessarily clerics, but they still have a bunch of spells that have to do with that.
He could be like either like an arcane cleric, or he could be a wizard with like a school of like, but he could be like a follower of Mystra, for instance.
Yeah.
But like if you, I don't know if you've ever read any like Forgotten Realms books, but have you ever heard of Elminster?
No.
Elminster is a wizard that was chosen by Mystra, and he's kind of like a wizard cleric. So he's like I think he's a conjurer or an evocation wizard, but he also has like gifted divine powers from Mystra because he's one of her disciples type thing. So you could go down that sort of path.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, makes a lot of sense. Makes sense with the necromancy element of things.
Like she doesn't see it that bad because she was actually trying to use it to help her friend.
Cool. All right, cool. I'll bring you back.
Sweet.
I think I remembered what I was asking you. There you go.
Sweet.
I can't find you. I can't find you. I can't find you.
Bloop. 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 We're all blooped on.
Cool. So, as you guys are eating, the prince returns. Hope you're all enjoying the food.
We are, thank you. Did he ever tell Shabazz his name, or is she just gonna forever call him Master Prince Dwarf of this keep?
I think he would have told you his name was.
Oh, okay.
Torbia. Of the Iron Keep. Torbia Iron Clan of the Iron Keep. Ironclad, sorry, as in iron. Guards, where is the wizard? And the guardsman was like, we alerted him, sir. He said he'd be at his earliest disposal, sir. Bloody wizards. And he kind of like reaches for a hunk of bread and dips it into a small bowl of soup and just kind of like messes with it more than eats it. It just kind of looks a bit absent-minded and a bit, you know. And as you guys get a good look at him now, you can see he's a bit like gaunt for a dwarven prince. He looks a bit like stress has maybe got to him a little bit with the given scenario. And now he's a bit closer to you all. You can see like the sort of strain and the sort of creases in his eyes and stuff where he's taking a bit of stress with his current role. And that was sort of thrust upon him when he was probably not ready for it. About 5 minutes go past with not much conversation, and finally a sort of 5'8", smartish dressed, robed figure comes in with like a finely trimmed, short, red beard with clean cut red hair, and a pair of spectacles on the end of his nose. This wizard walks in with a collection of books under his arms and approaches the table almost like absent-mindedly, like reading through a book as he approaches Shabazz. You would recognize this fellow, and he kind of like approaches the table.
Uncle Isaac!
He kind of looked up from his book. He's like, "Little Shabazz, no."
She gets
What are you-
up and runs over to give him a hug.
He kind of like, as you're running over, he's like, "Guardsman, here." He like shoves a collection of books into the guardsman's like hands, and he kind of like drops his halberd on the floor and like scrambles to pick the wizard's books up. And he like gives you a big hug. "What are you doing here, dear?"
You know, going on adventures.
Kind of puts his arm around your shoulder and like guides you over to the table and sort of sits down next to you. "And who are all these good-looking friends you have?" And kind of like sort of speaks to you all as if you're like kids almost.
Pretty much we are.
Friends.
Most of you are quite young.
He says good looking friends. I'm just gonna lean over to Shu and be like, I think we found the creepy uncle.
I heard that.
I give him I give the uncle the finger guns and be like, back at you.
I like this one. Got a sense of humor.
You
I'm a
would.
funny monkey man.
You are indeed. Apeling, isn't it?
Whoa.
From the far realms. Far east, right?
How do you know me?
No, I've always wanted to visit that area.
It's very cold.
It is indeed. Hence the fur, I guess. Little Shabazz, come on, tell me. What are you here for? Why are you bothering this fine prince?
Well, we're gonna help his dad out and get the shield and, you know, try to save the world. That sort of
No.
thing.
No.
What?
You are not ready.
I
No,
am
my-
so ready. I defeated a kraken on the way over here.
Little Shabazz, no, enough. Enough of your tall tales and your story writing and your books. This is real magic. It is above you. I'm afraid no. No is the answer.
Uncle
sorry.
Isaac.
No.
You have to be like the least cool uncle I've ever encountered.
Well, that is very unfortunate.
I've come a long way. I have dreams of the future.
Yes, yes, your dreams, whatever.
What? Ah,
We need the shield.
you want her to get better, right? Her magic.
She will. If she takes the time to get her head out of the storybooks and into some factual books and studies the magic better. Wasting her time, like I always say, writing these love stories and these silly little novels she takes herself prancing around dealing with. She could be a great wizard. One of the best. She wastes her time. How many times have I told you? Now you're wasting the prince's time.
Look,
Well,
I've
She's a great wizard.
come a long way. I can make the monkey fly. I
They
could shoot
flow.
lightning.
Show me.
All right. She's gonna have Motu kind of scamper over to Shu and give him a little poke and cast fly on him.
So you're doing it through Motu.
Yeah, why not? It's a bit of flex.
Okay. As you sort of go through the arcane incantations, you see he's kind of muttering under his breath. And as you're about to cast a spell, your spell fails.
Okay, well that's not fair.
Yes, because you were distracted, trying to put a fancy flair on it, which give me enough time to realize what you're about to do, and I gotta put a stop to it.
I mean, she did tell you what she was going to do.
Yes, she did. She could have told me without the words. Look at her body language. Look how she positions herself. Look how she flourishes her words and her arcane incantations. It is... it is a mess. I thought I taught you better.
Look, I could do this.
Concentration. Yes, you can. Stop messing with it. Embrace the true magic. Embrace the education. Knuckle down. Could be better. How many times do I tell you this, Shabazz?
And I am.
Without the flair. Try again.
All right. But you don't say a word. Okay?
You don't
I'm
need to.
watching you. She's gonna walk over and poke,
Is it a touch spell?
yeah,
Yeah.
give him a little poke. Try fly again.
Okay. You manage to you kind of knuckle down, precisely go through the incantation as you did before with that flare, and shoo, you feel the weightlessness of the flight spell take hold.
Oh, hang on. I put down my plate.
Sleeting, like the tail's going up in the air. Like,
I'm kind of picturing like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory going up
Yeah,
the.
you started going up these plate right now.
yeah,
Right, here we go. I'm ready.
very good.
Whee!
I know you were able to cast it on multiple people yet.
Yes, I can. Not right now, but I can. If I do Arcane Recovery and then Twin Spell Fly.
You can twin spell fly through your blah 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 blah, blah finger.
Special.
Special
Yeah.
thing.
Do you want to do that? You can't arcane recovery a third level spell yet. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're a sorcerer.
No, she's got a magic item that allows her to twin spell.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll explain that to him, that she got it from the lady in the water.
May I see it?
She'd show him. But don't take it away, I kind of like it.
Very well. And he kind of inspects it. Can't remember what her name was now.
I also have 5 cantrips.
Very-
Inshara.
Show me them. And Shara. And why would the lady in Shara gift you with such a special trinket?
Because I help save the forest.
Yeah, that's my girl, yo.
Shabazz, stay still. Stay very still. Just for a moment. And he approaches you and places 2 fingers right on your forehead in between your eyes. And as he does so, your eyes go blank. And the rest of you just see, like, both of their hair just like stands up on end, like all Shabaz's hair just kind of like floats out to the side, and his eyes just go. He closes them and opens them, and his eyes are a pure gold, but there's no iris. It's just like a gold film over his whole eyeball. And after a second, he opens his eyes and takes his hand away. Well, there's many truths to what you say. I'm sorry I doubted you, dear. But you do need to study better. Now sit down. Bring him down from the bloody ceiling, will you?
Alright. And she's just gonna not concentrate on it.
Ah! Just banging off the top.
You're on a
I guess
shadow.
I'll get myself down then.
Excuse me, Your Highness. Maybe there is an opportunity here. No one else has answered the call, so... And what is it you do? One with the loot.
Oh, you know, spells.
An
Shape.
educated friend.
Pardon?
Are you educated?
Yeah, kind of.
Study and hard work taught you magic, did it?
Mm,
Yes, doubt it. Natural
yes,
talents, I see.
study of nature, I suppose.
Yes. Yes. Mialiki. Kind of looks you up and down quite a lot. And you hear and see Shabazz and Gren. You would see him cast a very gentle spell in front of you both. Yes. And he's kind of looking you all up and down. Many a magical trinket between you all, isn't there?
Have you got X-ray vision? And then Gren's gonna like cover up his privates.
I believe he's using detect magic.
Very wise.
Well, that's why I'm covering up the magic.
Something intrigues me about it. He points at Gren. Something intrigues me about this one. May I see this figurine?
No,
Very well.
that's
And he
my
kind of
friend.
puts his hand up. Arcane secrets are arcane secrets.
It's
Where's-
not arcane.
Magical.
No, he's my friend.
Okay.
You're not very well educated, are you?
He just smiles at you. The prince. Give them a night to rest. We'll see what they can do in the morning. Now, little Shabazz, tell me of some of these stories.
Of course.
Tell me of these fine people.
Do you want the abridged version or PG-13 version or?
Dear, I haven't heard you speak in such a long time. You just fire away whatever suits you best. And he just sort of pulls a plate and starts putting meat on it and starts like clicking his fingers and like calling guards over. Pour me a drink. Come on now. Make yourselves bloody useful for once, standing there collecting dust all day. Tell you what, dwarfs, great hospitality. God, some of them are just pig-headed.
I had to tell him I was nobility to even come up here.
You're not nobility, dear. That what makes you good. Embrace it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have gotten me through the door.
No. From what I hear, you wasn't first through the door, though, were you?
Technicality.
Yes. Very well done, though. He kind of bites into a big chicken leg, like tears the meat off it.
And she.
You're in the shield, are you, boy? And looks at Gren. And the prince kind of like... God, don't be so regal. They know it's here. Why would they enter else?
Yep, I need the shield.
Do you know what the shield does?
Shield of the Guardian, right?
But you know what it does. And you know how to use it and harness its energies.
I can learn.
Hmm. Hmm. Maybe I'll get you a book on its history. Yes, I'll do that. As soon as you return.
Just as long as I get the shield.
You may. He kind of smiles at you all and carries on eating. Sorry, Shabazz. Tell me your stories.
And
Kind
she'd
of like-
fill him in.
Yeah.
On, like,
As you
stuff.
guys sort of go about eating some food and sort of listening to the stories and stuff, a few wait staff rather than guards come round and inform the prince that rooms have been made available and ready for you all to rest for the evening in the prince's protection, ready for you to embark on said task tomorrow if you are willing and able to undertake it. So that's on your call. Isaac stays with you, the wizard that is, guys. I don't know if I said that before. Stays with you for about an hour until, probably quite familiar to you, Shabazz. He kind of starts muttering under his breath and staring into the distance, and he's obviously, his mind is elsewhere, and eventually forgets that you're all here and just kind of buggers off to his own business. Excuse me.
And she would have definitely shown him her boots of flying that she got for her birthday.
Yeah. Birthday gifts. Yes. While he was there, he would have definitely asked about, like, you know, your mom and how the shop's going and, you know, businesses. And sorry, he hasn't been around for a while. He's been busy, this, that, and the other. You know, that sort of thing.
Beep, beep, beep.
Cool. So would you guys want to rest here, or would you want to go back to the tavern and rest? What would you wish to do?
You can stay in a castle. Stay in a castle.
Okay. Easy enough for you to sort of rest up. Some things Isaac would tell you, actually, before you rest up for the evening. I don't know if you want to make notes to Master Crom. I'll probably forget. There's going to be like information you may or may not need, and I may send you some more in the week. So Isaac informs you of the difficulties of the dream space and how it can fluctuate very quickly from picturesque to hellish in the environment within moments. You may tackle denizens of all realms and all elemental planes. He's unsure of which you will tackle and which you won't. He does believe, however, that the dream space that he wishes to explore in the chief's mind would be focused on the chief's past memories, and with him being 400 plus years old, could involve a lot, and being one of the original members of the Exile, had to deal with lots of the original denizens of Omen's Isle when the Exiles came here. Some of them being Fey-like creatures, almost demonic or devilish. Lots of like a monstrosity type creatures, as there was believed to be a breach into the outer realms, or the inner realms, sorry, on the Omen Isles before the dwarven magic users managed to seal that up. So when the exiles came to this place, there was lots of undocumented creatures, let's say. And also in the dream space, he kind of says, you know, you need to be ready for anything. You know, the ability, he kind of hints at Meg's ability to fly. Also the use of not only battle prowess and mobility exercises, there may be, you know, memories or focuses from the chief's mind that would be ill-advised to be harmed, lost loves and children and stuff like that, that would, if harmed or if placed in any peril, could potentially make the dream space unstable, making it more deadly for you guys. And kind of explains that maybe a diplomatic solution may be needed at some point, and if you can all prepare for the worst, and being a wizard, being prepared is key. So it kind of gives you a very broad spectrum of some of the things that you could encounter in this dream dungeon, as he mutters every now and then. He is not entirely sure how it got into the chief's mind or how he's in this coma, but does believe that the key to stopping it is in its deepest depths, and maybe hidden behind a great threat. If that all makes sense to you guys.
I mean, like dream layers, do we have to go in? Like, is there any dreams within dreams?
Unsure.
Bomb.
Perception. He obviously is open to any questions over the next 12 hours while you guys rest, which we will probably use as out of game time if you guys come up with anything.
Mhm.
Because I've got a week off work, so I've got much more time to plan for stuff and shit. So hopefully I can run you guys a good session with lots of planning. But yeah, if you have any questions that you can't think of now, feel free to fire away during the week. Isaac kind of gives you as much information as he can and sort of departs, muttering under his breath and being sort of mentally distracted elsewhere. The rest of you are shown to quarters where you can rest for the evening and sort of find some comforts and sleep and prepare yourselves for whatever potential exploits are to follow the following day. The prince himself is very welcoming to you as a group, but still there is that awkwardness with Crom. Not because he put him in prison and he's got to kick fuck out of him, purely for this racial tension. While you are resting in your quarters, this is where I was hoping Vem would be here today, but he's not. A few things happen sort of in your quarters, and because Vem's not here, I'm probably gonna not progress much more past this time.
Has this prince got a library?
Yeah, there'd be a library.
Can we go and get a book?
Sure, what are you looking for?
Anything by Shabazz Harpreet?
Make a investigation check. And if you want to ask Isaac for help, if you want him to be aware that you're looking for it, I'll give you advantage. It's up to you.
Can you try and keep it a secret?
Sure.
3.
Looking through the library, you don't notice anything that stands out to be by Shabazz Harpreet.
Okay.
Isaac is floating around in the library though, if that is something you can do. It's completely on you.
No.
Okay.
No asking.
Sure. I won't ask you. But yeah, you spend a good hour sort of floating around in there, and nothing stands out. You can spend more time if you wish. It's sort of decently sized, big sort of dwarven library. You can spend more time, like another hour or so, and roll again. And we'll come to quickly to before you make a decision. Shu, what are you up to? Anything?
Not really. Oh god.
Choking to death. I've got a few ideas I'm going to run by you before next session about what you learned on the boat as well, dude.
Okay.
On the ship.
Okay.
Shabazz, doing anything in particular before we rest?
Probably try to find a book about traversing dream states just to get a little bit of a
Okay, so you're in the library as well. Because I didn't know you were going to say that. Grim, would you have waited for her not to be in the library, or would you have not bothered and just been in there?
That's probably why he didn't find the book, because he was like looking around and he saw her and he was like, oh shit.
Oh shit. And so, yeah, Shabazz, what was you looking for? Sorry.
just books about dream states and all.
Cool. Make an investigation check. You can have advantage if you want to engage with Isaac to do it.
Probably.
Sure. He would help you. He knows where everything is in this fucking place. So yeah, can help you out most likely. But he is distracted at the moment. So
Unnatural 20.
most of the books to do with dream states are in Isaac's personal possession at the moment. He's got a large desk in this sort of large table that is just covered in dream books in the central library, and he's sort of going through them at the moment.
And she'd use her seek phrase to kind of.
Go on
Well, I have to use it.
Right.
And it shows
Ping
off.
me the actual spell first.
Ah, fuck! I don't have it on. I
It
put a
just-
placeholder.
Screenshot it or something and put it in Discord or something, so I don't give you too much fucking information, you little shit.
Well, I know it works just like searching on
Meg,
Google.
when you read spells, anything could fucking happen.
Seek phrase spell. Gosh darn it! Hold on, I gotta pull it up from the PDF.
What an American saying. Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it, dag nabbit.
Seek phrase. You speak a word or phrase. It's a concentration spell for 1 minute. You speak a word or phrase aloud and touch a book, scroll, or other object covered in writing. Each instant of that word or phrase present becomes highlighted in glowing script for the duration. If used on a book, it will flip to the first page containing the subject of the search. Okay. What phrase are you looking for?
Well, I think she's gonna be spending a little bit of time between now and then looking up phrases, but it'd be just like dangers
about it.
involved, like how to get out of it, traversing.
Okay. Lots of. This is why Isaac has so many books open on this table. Lots of it is very contradictory to itself, and as you look through different books, different things say different things. As you would gain from most dreams, they're so fluid and so open to change from very little input. So like a small input into a dream can have drastic change in the dream. It's hard to make out like what specific dangers they are. Past memories seem a lot. So kind of what I mentioned earlier. Past memories of the person, this dream space, can have an effect. One thing that does stand out from your investigation roll and from you using the cantrip to do this, one thing that stands out in about 4 of the books that you sort of scan through with this phrase about dangers is the idea of like cross-inception, where dreams from others can get merged with the dreams of the prime target of the dream space, and their nightmares can become reality of the key dreamer. That makes sense. So you kind of see that as in, if Gren, Shu, Crom, and Shabazz have nightmares, and that their nightmares can potentially be seen in this dream space.
I've seen Inception. I know about that. Does it have any way? I think "wake up" would be a good key phrase. Like if the people who are traversing it are able to withdraw.
Sure, yeah. There is lots of like information about like withdrawal, and what most of the text sort of advise, or I say advise, most very strict on that the dream space sort of transference or inception shouldn't be done without an anchor point. As without an anchor, it's very easy for the mind to become distracted and lost in the dream, and never to be seen again. But with an anchor point, a connection between the anchor and one other individual can be connected so that they can be used to draw them out of the dream space. So, for instance, if Shabazz, this is kind of how it reads, and it's the easiest way for me to explain it. If Shabazz was connected to Isaac as an anchor point, then the rest of you would be connected to Shabazz in like a chain system. But if Shabazz was to meet her demise, for instance, in that anchor point, the rest of you might be left in limbo. So you can give that as you wish. Plan around it accordingly.
And is there any mention of like the people in the dream forgetting it's a dream?
I would say make another investigation check because you're getting quite a lot for one roll here. I think this seek phrase should be a first level spell at least.
No, 13. You can't use it in combat.
Doesn't matter.
Honestly, I think it's not.
Whenever you ever used detect magic in combat or comprehend languages, I think it's about the same. I think if you could only cast it 4 times, it'd be much more controlled. But you can cast it eternally forever, so it's a bit silly.
Let me be Google.
What was the question again? Sorry.
I guess lost in the dream would be the phrase.
It's very easy to become lost in the dream. Being, at a deep point of exhaustion can cause delusion and lost connection between the host, as in your body, because what you learn is it's not your body being put into these dreams, it's your consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Your spirit almost being put into these dreams.
Makes sense.
You guys can kind of imagine you guys are laying on beds fast asleep, and Isaac can arcanely put you into these dream space.
Grant literally doesn't even care, like he just thinks that's normal.
Ben's just eating some mushrooms, man.
Grant's just like, yep, Dream Quest sounds legit.
Cool. And I guess
cool.
that's about all for now.
Sure. Bren, do you want to investigate again?
When they've left the library?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Four.
Jesus, your rolls are terrible.
It must just be like a terrible book, like it's on the bottom shelf.
No, they have a whole section dedicated to Chipaz. You're just missing it.
Roll with advantage, because I want you to find something.
Roll with advantage, and Vim is there to give you guidance.
No, because Vem's not there. 'Cause it's doing it.
14.
Yes! Right. Whispers.
Yay!
You there, Gaia?
Oh, that's Meg.
Oh. Gaia!
Hi.
Yay. You're really quiet.
Nothing really much I can do.
Research.
Research what?
Mm.
I'm not an intelligent person.
Seek phrase. Ooh.
I don't have spells.
Aw, little kitty cat being so sweet right now. It is kind of an OP spell.
Mm.
Rawr. But it is replacing my Toll of the Dead, so I think it's a good trade-off. And it matches her whole aesthetic.
Hmm?
It matches her whole like aesthetic, the whole book thing. Divination. They don't really have many divination stuff. Sweet boy. Well, that session could have gone horribly.
Why?
Well, Crumb getting captured. Impenetrable keep. Could have turned into a heist situation. Trying to get a shield and break Crumb out of prison at the same time. My goodness, you're so sweet. You know, they say cats hate getting their tummy rubs, but this one, he loves it. Just as much as a dog. I'll look
Cool.
through it to see what monks can do. Hello.
Monks. Oh, is that in
On the other
spell
document,
thing?
Yeah.
there's no monk stuff on there.
There is. There's 2 schools for monks that you can look into.
But is that the one you have to pay for? Because the one I did a control.
Oh, I did it
F
for
monk.
free.
Yeah, it's
I,
there's
did, I searched monk, the word monk, and nothing came up.
it does. If you go
Have I got the right one?
on the document, if you look at the Fallen Exile, there is a monk. There's a Way of the Black Star, and if you look at the Serpent Empress, the Way of the Noble Serpent.
So,
There's no way of the monkey?
wait, so if I search. Oh, what the fuck? I searched monk and it came up saying nothing, and now it's saying there is stuff.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff.
Fucking.
There's no
Is it-
druid though, because the next book's all about druids and clerics. So you know,
Yeah, but it's all
druidic
different.
spells and stuff.
It means changing tradition. And I can't do that.
Well,
So I can't really get anything done. Please.
if it's good, then look at it, and let me know. But we'll see. Cool. So
Mike?
I don't really progress too much more, guys. The stuff I need to talk to Crom about, Ben. So we'll probably end the session with you guys resting, preparing spells, getting your shit together, ready to go into the dream space the following morning. That's all right with you guys?
Yeah, I do want to show you what I found.
Oh.
Okay.
Want to do that now while we still have a little bit of time?
Do you want to go into whispers?
Aww.
Going.
She loves it. He's been waiting for so long.
He's like on it. Had it, his finger posed and ready. Pity Vim wasn't here. Well, at least I have a title for the next game. Inception. You there, Lou? Am I alone? I am. Oh, they're all in Careless Whispers. I don't get alerts whenever they go into Careless Whispers. All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself. You know I can put myself in whispers. I'm just talking to the audience now. It's not here. There's a way to keep it going. Should probably put it in notes. Fuck no. What was his last name? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Because I don't think we're gonna be doing much more after they get back. So bye. What the heck? What's that on the screen? What? Oh, that's... I know what that is. Okay.